What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ernest Wheels coming at you again with another video. Today is Tuesday, September 29th, 2020. Today I want to talk about the economy. Specifically, what I see happening. There's been a change as far as what's going on in the markets. I know previously this channel was mainly focused on silver and its value and its importance and all of that. And I've deviated away from that. But I do want to talk about it from time to time, especially when I see something important happening. And I see something important happening right now. What I see happening is that silver and gold are decoupling, or doing the opposite of what the broader stock markets are doing. I noticed it yesterday. The stock market was going up and it fell a little bit towards the end of the day, but silver did not. Today, both gold and silver are up, and the stock market is down. I also keep up with the Dixie, the dollar index, and that is also down. Normally, when stocks go down, the Dixie is up, but that's not the case. Today, stocks are down, and the Dixie is down. And so I think a decoupling of gold and silver to broader markets is happening. Because all year, whatever the stock market did, that's what silver did. When the stock market crashed in March, due to the shutdowns, due to what they said was the shutdowns, gold and silver crashed as well. Silver especially. Silver went all the way down to like $11 or something. The market has been spiking since then. Silver's done the same thing. But over the past day or two, they've been doing the opposite, which has not happened this year. Actually hasn't happened in a long time. Silver and gold is up. Dollar and stocks are down, which normally does not happen. If one is down, the other is up. If stocks are down, the dollar is up. If the dollar's down, stocks are up. Today they're both down. They are, in my opinion, banking on a massive crisis in October. Usually whenever there is a crisis, it really gets fired up in October. The 1929 crash, the markets went absolutely haywire in October. October pretty much began the Great Depression in 1929. The Great Financial Crisis, it kind of started like when everybody knew something was wrong, was when Lehman Brothers collapsed. That was in September, but still October was a horrible month, 2008 for the stock market. And so I think they're gearing up for something similar to that, especially with the election coming up, with states having spikes in cases, which, if you have a brain, you'd have known that cases will start to spike as the season change. It's nature. As seasons change, sickness changes. Allergies flare up, colds flare up, the flu starts flaring up, and the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic, why would we think that coronavirus wouldn't start to flare up? So all of these things are changing, which gives them a reason to crash the economy, which honestly they need to do. And the reason why is the debt. So let me talk about that for a little bit. The debt is a massive problem that they can't fix. They're trying to fix it, but they can't. What they're doing, in my opinion, is preparing for a transition. So there is talk about the Federal Reserve having an account for every American. And this account will be used to transfer stimulus money. Now, it's not dollars. It's not a bank account. It's not Federal Reserve notes that's getting transferred. It's called a Fed coin or a Fed dollar. Now, the reason why this is big is because it's literally transitioning us from the Federal Reserve dollar note system to a brand new system. The reason why they need to transition us is because the dollar is full of debt and they can't do anything about it. It's paper. You can't issue paper when it costs more paper to pay it back. The more paper you issue, the more it's going to cost to pay back. It's a Ponzi scheme. So dollars are worthless. They know that. Your everyday average American citizen does not know that. But they can't do the transition without a crisis, and that's what I think they're gearing up for. I think they're gearing up for a major crisis, with the stock market crashing, with unemployment skyrocketing over the next few months, and I think it's showing in the markets. So Congress cannot agree on the stimulus package, and Congress is they're the ones asked to vote for the stimulus package, but the stimulus is Federal Reserve notes. With this new Fed account, Congress wouldn't vote for anything. The Fed would basically bypass Congress, and they would send Fed coins or Fed dollars, whatever they're called. They would send them to every American's account, and it basically be free money. Now, there's a problem with that. There's no such thing as free. You might get it for free, but somebody else paid for it. And what I think that they're doing is they're creating an environment to cause economic chaos. You cannot just give money away for free. The Fed, however, and these big banks have been doing that for decades now. The ones that you mainly know about are the bailouts. They go to big corporations. Bailout simply means certain institutions, companies, businesses, they can't pay their bills. They're in debt. They're going to go bankrupt. To keep them from going bankrupt, they get a bailout, which is the government borrowing money into existence to buy the bank's bad debt, which keeps them solvent. Those corporations should be allowed to go bankrupt. If you suck at your business, you should be allowed to go bankrupt. No one should save you because you're too important in their eyes. What type of special interest, what type of crap is that anyway? That's the main bailout that most people know about. But the other bailouts are your everyday bailouts. your mortgages, your car loans, your credit cards. Those institutions don't have those funds in the bank when they lend them to you. When you get a mortgage, you create currency. When you get a car loan, you're creating currency. The banks don't have that money. You're creating it, you're borrowing it into existence and being asked to pay it back with interest. So that's a bailout, because basically if you didn't borrow that money into existence, you wouldn't be able to get that car, you wouldn't be able to get that mortgage. Could you imagine what house prices would be if you couldn't create money, create debt to get it? They would be 90 to 95% lower than what they are. If you had to pay cash for a house or a car, the price would be 90, 95% lower, which I think is a good thing, because debt is awful. The scripture talks about interest. The Bible refers to it as usury. And the Most High hates usury. He hates interest. And all this system does is charge interest on money that it doesn't even have. It creates out of thin air. What's that? That's fraudulent to the utmost. You're forcing people to pay interest on money that you did not lend them. They created the money when they borrowed it from you, because they signed their name on the application. That's your license to create this currency and then ask them to pay it back with interest. Banks are freaking evil, bro. Evil as hell. The most evil institutions on planet Earth. And it's just how wicked how the system works. So the bailouts are something that we see all the time. We just don't recognize them. And so the issue with those bailouts is that they are denominated in Federal Reserve notes. So again, because it's Federal Reserve notes or US dollars, we're not going to get a bailout because we need congressional approval. They don't. The banks don't need congressional approval. Obviously, if the banks go under and the major corporations go under, politicians don't get their checks, so they ain't gonna let them go under. But me and you, we can go under. We just gotta figure it out. Yeah. God bless America, right? Hate this country. Anyway, so with all of that said, in order to bypass all of that, they're gonna use this new system, this Fed coin, Fed dollar system. And to me, that's all the more reason why you need to get your hands on some gold and silver if you have it. Like I said before, you can't just give money away free. It doesn't work like that. Somebody pays for it. And what's going to happen is when they start doing this and they just start giving away free money, people are going to go out and they're going to buy stuff with this free money. But what happens when people just start going out and buying stuff with this free money? It causes the velocity of currency to increase. And the velocity of currency increasing, all that does is raise prices. And once prices start to creep up, the psyche of people changes. The psyche says, okay, I don't have as much time as I thought I had to buy this, so let me buy it now, because if I wait, the price is going to go up. And so people just start buying stuff and buying and buying and buying. And the more they buy, the higher the prices go. And once the cat's out of the bag, there's no way to stop it. And it causes people to lose confidence in the currency. And so what you're going to see is a loss of confidence in both the dollar, if they even let us use dollars anymore. Like, I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's going to be a major crisis. They can't just come out and do it. They have to have a crisis first. They have to have a stock market crash. They have to have massive unemployment. They have to have like major shutdowns. Like all type of stuff has to happen before that. So that's why I'm saying that, if you haven't gotten gold and silver, physical gold and silver, now is the time to do so, to protect yourself or protect your wealth. Silver, I believe, is still the top performing asset this year. It's not too far off from its high, around $29. But crazy as it sounds, it's still barely halfway to its all-time high. Gold is right below its all-time high. Silver still has a ways to go, and its all-time high being, almost 10 years ago. How undervalued is that? Silver is still extremely undervalued, and like I said, you want to have the physical. So with all this stuff going on with the economy, with things changing and not going the way they want it to, which is why they have to do the bailouts, which is why they have to do the Fed coin, which is why there's so much arguing and bickering over the stimulus package. You need to get some gold and silver. Imagine having worked your whole life for debt, for dollars, and then one day waking up realizing that what you worked for was worthless. If you have gold and silver as your savings, what you've worked for will never be worthless, ever. There's never been a time in human history where gold and silver was worthless, ever. And that's going to continue. So if you don't have any, get it. If you can only afford to buy an ounce a week, an ounce every 2 weeks, whatever you can afford, get it and put some away. You can afford something. I know everybody's going through a lot financially, but we still spend money on food, on all type of stuff. I drive an Uber, delivering food, Uber Eats. Man, people spend all type of money. People spending all type of money right now on just food delivery. So, and I'm talking about, I go to the hood sometimes. I'm in the county and the suburbs. I'm all over the place. So, people have some money. They have enough to still get some silver at least. So, do that, man. Because at the end of the day, like, the last thing you want to do is be in a jam and what you thought was money and what you thought was worth something is not. Like, bro, it's finna be like, when I drive around, the homelessness is real bad here in St. Louis, and I'm talking about everywhere. It's real bad in the city, but it's bad in the county too. Like there's people on almost every corner in the city. In the county, not as much, but you still see them out there. Man, when this crisis really pops off, man, homelessness is finna be bad, and you need to have your wealth saved in something other than dollars. I suggest silver because it's cheaper than pretty much anything else. But anything that'll hold value, anything tangible that's worth something. But dollars, that stuff is dead, and you know it's worthless because if you look on the Federal Reserve's balance sheet, they have dollars as liabilities. That's all you need to know right there. How can you, a financial institution of a nation, have your issuing currency as a liability? It's because it's debt, but yet they got coins as assets. How's dollars debt, but the coins assets? Because it's metal, and that's why they created this little fake coin shortage. Ain't no coin shortage. There is no coin shortage. They created a fake coin shortage so that people and institutions would send their coins to the Federal Reserve because those are their assets. Metal is worth something, and they know that. Even copper and nickel, stuff that our coins is made out of. So how much more valuable is gold and silver going to be worth? They know dollars is worthless. Y'all, what's finna go down is finna be crazy. I ain't saying it's happening tomorrow. I see it coming within the next few months. And so do whatever you can to get you some more money and convert that currency to gold and silver, because it's finna get real. And learn some skills, man. Learn some skills. Learn how to fish. Learn how to garden, how to grow some type of food. Learn how to build stuff. Learn how to you know uh, work with wires and electricity and some type of trade. Something like buy books, even if you don't have enough time to learn it. Buy some books on it just so that you can have it if you got to do it, because like the stuff that we take for granted, I don't think it's going to be here very shortly. And so your basics, man, food and water. Man, if you can't buy food, or there's food shortages again, which is coming, like bro, they coming. Ain't no question in my mind that food shortages are coming. You already got people all over the country in different cities having food crisis and waiting in long lines at food banks. I haven't seen any of that here in St. Louis. There are still some items not in stores like they were before, but for the most part, most stuff is back, at least here in St. Louis. But in different places in the country, like Detroit, like California, different places like that, they got long food lines, man. Like that's messed up. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you know how to grow your own food or catch your own food, whether it's fishing, hunting, trapping, or whatever, then you at least know how to go get food if you can't go to the store and get it. So that's what I think we're looking at moving forward with the economy. Protect yourself, protect your wealth. Man, it's about to get real. It's about to get real. So it's already been real, but I think moving forward, 2021, 2022, it's gonna get a lot worse. Everybody's saying, man, they wish we could go back to 2019. Man, I think in 2021, people are gonna be saying, I wish we could go back to 2020. Like, that's what I think is coming out there. I just think it's gonna be bad. All the signs are all around us. This election is gonna be crazy. It don't matter who wins. Black folk, we ain't got nothing coming from either side. Not from Trump, not from Biden. But no matter who wins, the other side is going to be furious. If Trump wins, man, his opponents, his political opponents, man, they gonna be out here crazy. They gonna be out here crazy. If Biden wins, I don't think Trump gonna leave, and I think his supporters is gonna go up to the White House to make sure he don't leave. You talking about chaos no matter what. Chaos no matter what. And they setting the stage for it. Trump saying, the election gonna be illegitimate. He was saying that last time. Even though he won, he was still saying that. So I think Trump's gonna win, because America loves him. It is what it is. It's a white supremacist nation. Both are white supremacists, the left and the right, Democrats and Republicans. Both are white supremacists. This nation is white supremacists. So, anyway, that's a whole nother video. But, election time is going to be crazy, man. Election is, barely a month away? A little bit over a month away? So, it's going to get crazy. And then if the economy rolls over because it's more shutdowns and stock market start rolling over again, bro, people going to start spazzing. Man, get your stuff, get your house in order, man, because time is running out. Scripture talks about the ant and how the ant gathers in the summer, because in the wintertime he knows he can't gather. Man, it's still summer, kind of technically. It's fall, moving into winter, but you still got time to get some of your affairs in order, man. Get that stuff in order, man, because last thing I want is my people to be out here struggling. You know, you got questions about gardening, fishing, anything like that, put them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer questions about that. Right now, I'm mainly bass and crappie fishing. I normally catfish fish in the spring and early summer. Um, After that, for the middle of summer on down, I mainly stick to bass, crappie, and bluegill all the way through. And we got fish in our house all year round. Always got fish. So, my family is always eating. Even if we can't go to the grocery store, we still know we got food. Growing food year round. I grow greens, lettuce, and Swiss chard and kale. I grow that in my basement. I got some kale and some mustard greens and some more Swiss chard growing outside. I got peppers. I got tomatoes growing. I got all that type of stuff growing. So maybe I'll do a video showing you guys some of the stuff that I have. Some stuff that we've harvested already this year. But you need to make sure your family gonna have something to eat. You need to make sure that, because black people have, but this nation does not know a time where there was massive food shortages. That time is coming. Mark my words, it's coming. It ain't coming in no 5-10 years from now. It's coming within the next year, if that. So prepare your hearts, prepare your minds, and follow the word. Do what the word says. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Have faith in Mashiach, Yahusha, the one that Christians call Jesus. It's not his name. Nobody ever called him Jesus. Jesus is a fake name. It's a made-up name. There's no power in that name. His name, his real Hebrew name is Yahusha. And so that's who we should be following. We should be following the word. And the word tells us that these times are coming, and the word tells us to prepare for these times. This is the faith and the patience of the saints. We are the saints, his chosen people. It's us. So get your heart and get your mind right. Peace. Love y'all. Blessings.